This is how I live. This is what I love. This is all the things that my dreams have been made of.
Welcome to my life. This is what I love. This is what the soundtrack to my life is made of. Music, love, life.
Christal, Jordan, Be Honest, and myself, Kevin Davis, we are Music, Love, Life. Happy New Year, everybody.
Hey, we're back.
Happy 2017.
It's happy 20 great teen.
It's 18, though.
It's great teen, though.
Yeah, but I'm still writing 17 on all my paperwork. So, I just figured I'd roll with it.
I
like that. It's very catchy.
That.
Did you come up with that yourself?
No, actually, a friend of mine told me that last night at the fight party. We all attended.
It wasn't a fight, but...
Oh, no, it was a game. Sorry, guys. That's usually the kind of gatherings I go to are fight parties. But last night, good friend of mine who is a part of the new Sports Entertainment Association here in Atlanta, Septosa Foster and LaTanya Story and Jess Manning, threw a great soiree.
Wonderful.
For the Georgia-Alabama game.
Yeah.
And I'm actually wearing a commemorative 2018 NCAA World Championship of College Football.
Oh, because you posted that. I saw that.
Actually, you super fan, right?
One of the staff members, gave a couple of us a hat. And, who doesn't wear free stuff?
Oh, you got that last night?
Yes.
Oh, why'd you get that?
It
no
looks
one else
spiffy.
did.
I don't know. Maybe you weren't networking with the right people.
I guess not. Even though I knew all the actual originators and creators.
Hey, but sometimes you gotta get down where I'm at. I'm in the trenches, you know what I'm saying? But no, you know what's really crazy about yesterday? For people who live in Atlanta, you know that it's been in the teens.
It has.
For about, 2 weeks?
Very cold. Very, very cold.
But then my forecast showed that it was breaking and it was gonna get warmer.
Right.
However, Sunday night, I get a message on my phone because I have a child that attends a high school in the Atlanta public school system. Mm-hmm. I get a message that, due to how we want our kids to be safe, we're always considering our kids' safety. So we're closing school tomorrow due to the potential of freezing rain. Again, the forecast showed it was opening up this week.
I got that same message.
But school was closed.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Now, some people would say that maybe they're just being safe. But then if you also knew that the World Championship game was here on Monday and the president
of the
was coming in town.
But it wasn't just safe in one, it wasn't just canceled in one county.
No, it was
Schools
throughout.
were canceled in many counties.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was like 47 degrees that day, too. Now, I don't know. My math is not, I admit, my math is not great. But I know that 32 is where I think water freezes.
That is where freezing.
That is the universal law.
And if it's 47, that's not even close to freezing.
No, I'm afraid not.
Today it was 64.
It was 64. But the funny thing about yesterday is during school hours, there wasn't any drizzle.
Nothing. It didn't happen until later.
It
much
happened
later.
Yeah, and then it wasn't even that cold. It was just drizzling. It was interesting.
Let me tell you this. I had the disaster at my house yesterday where my daughter was trying to get an IG post and a mirror fell behind the toilet and it cracked the pipe. And so my water was dripping all through the household. And I was late getting to the game. I didn't think I was going to make it.
Right.
However,
I
got on the expressway at 6:15. And was there in 20 minutes.
It was like, that's not the thing. Because I'm telling you, I'm texting them in the group text like, guys, if you're not there early, I don't think you're going to make it. There's a lot of pressure been put on me to tell people to get there early. So something ends up happening. I'm going with my boyfriend and I were going another couple. And so they're like, they're going to be late. I'm like, you guys are not going to make it. You're making us late. This is not going to happen. And so finally we all agree. We don't leave until 6:15.
Yeah.
Literally get on the highway. I'm like, okay, the congestion's going to be up ahead, guys. There's no congestion. We smoothly rode right in and parked. And there's like, okay, parking. It's going to be crazy
difficult.
because Trump is in
crazy.
town.
Nothing.
It was not. We smoothly rode right in. There was fewer traffic than it usually is.
That's what I'm saying. Normally at 6 p.m., the ride that I took yesterday would have been an hour long.
I agree.
Maybe more.
I agree.
Especially when you get to the service streets downtown.
We come from similar areas.
An hour.
Literally.
Easily.
I went right in, valet parked. There was no traffic. Got right upstairs way before the time that it was supposed to be.
I have an idea, though.
Okay.
Atlanta has always been vying to be a global city. Mm-hmm. Atlanta had the Olympics in, I believe, 96. Mm-hmm. And we've had the All-Star game maybe once in a Super Bowl.
Super Bowl next year.
But they're always complaining about traffic in Atlanta. They're always complaining about, are they really a global city?
Right.
I believe this was our leadership's attempt at showing the world that we're a global city and we're ready for FIFA. We're ready for another Olympics.
No. No.
You don't think so?
You know, there may
No.
be some truth to that. However, honestly, I think the warnings of ICE
Yes, kept
was
people
enough
off
to
the
scare
road.
people off the road.
Because there's no way. We don't have traffic like that on a regular Monday afternoon.
I know. But
So we're not ready for FIFA.
no school buses, people weren't
I'm not
taking their
saying that
kids
people
back and
should
forth.
not
That
come.
took at least a third of the traffic off the road. Had to.
I'm telling you, with school being out, but guys, literally, because I drive back and forth from downtown to the south side every day. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. But yesterday it was magical. I went right in, got there early, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. The game was amazing, though, because we didn't think, first of all, we talk about Trump being in Atlanta, and, you know, after he made some derogatory statements about Atlanta before about a year ago, and then he was here. So there were actually gobos that said, fuck Trump everywhere in the city,
didn't see
like up
those.
against buildings.
Yeah,
in the city.
someone, and whoever that brilliant individual is, I tip my hat to you, sir or ma'am. But yeah, someone actually, just like they shined the bat signal,
Right.
They shine.
It was a bad
fuck
signal.
Trump
Yeah.
on Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Okay.
They right up there to
Yeah.
welcome him. And then I had a friend that went to the game, a few friends that went to the game, and they said that, you know, a lot of people were booing Trump, but then there were also a lot of people, you know, cheering him on as well.
Whatever.
Well, there was a lot of.
Yeah.
We in the South. There's a lot of red state around here. It was a Georgia-Alabama game.
It was a Georgia-Alabama game.
Shouts out to Alabama. I personally don't feel like Georgia lost that game. I felt like Alabama just won that game. Georgia
What is
played.
the difference?
There's a big difference because Georgia could have laid down and just let it happen. They didn't let it happen. They were fighting hard. It's just that Alabama put in a rookie, never played before quarterback. Out the blue, he just changes the whole. So now whatever you've planned as your defense, you have to rewrite
Totally
that on the fly. And this guy stepped up to the plate and just really just did it. So I don't think Georgia lost. They play really well. I'm proud of them. And you know, Nick Saban just pulled another one out his butt. Man, they played great.
It was definitely crazy, and there were a few questionable calls.
Yeah,
There
of
were
course.
definitely
Yeah.
some calls to argue over, I think.
Yeah, but shouts out to Alabama. You guys did your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
And Sap
Not a good
Tosa
sport.
and the rest of the people over at Sports Entertainment Association, like, you had a wonderful event. So thank you for
Yeah, and
having
definitely,
us.
if you guys, I don't have the website, but I know the Instagram. We're going to put the Instagram up on the screen. But if you guys are interested, if you are sports fans and you're interested, and you're in the Georgia area, you're interested in learning more about this association. This was a kickoff event.
Very nice event.
They have a lot more coming because, you know, there's going to be, and this was birthed from a place of Atlanta becoming the city where there are a lot more sports events happening, you know, high profile sports events happening.
Right.
Super Bowl will be here. And I think there's some more, I'm not really a sports person. I'm just supporting my people. But there are a lot of big sports events coming here to the city. And this organization was founded by, you know, true Atlantans that want to really get the city involved with you know, as these things come to the city. So we'll put their Instagram and information up if you guys want to reach out to them, or you can always email us at our website and we can get that information over to them. But yeah, shouts out to them on a great kickoff event.
Yeah, very nice. It was at the W Hotel. Everybody was.
They had Keanu Neal,
Neal,
Atlanta Falcons. Yeah,
They took good care of us, though.
I think I saw Clinton Portis and a few other NFL guys.
Yeah. Sakio.
So it was
CeeLo Green.
CeeLo came, yeah.
You just never know what an ATLian is going to pop in.
And I was there. I'm an ATLian, so.
Yeah, you were. Be Honest was there.
Yeah.
Be
and
honest.
he was in a hat. Were you wearing an ATL? Were you in the ATL?
I was not wearing a hat.
Okay, well, you were there. All right. You always claim the Grady baby.
That was your upsell on that. She said
I'm
he
just
was
saying,
in a
'cause
hat.
Be Honest was there in a hat. No, but we definitely know you claim your Atlanta status.
Definitely.
Kevin and I are transplants. It's okay.
I've been here for a minute, though.
I've been here for a minute, too.
I qualify. I vote. I pay taxes. I got
You're
Georgia
claiming it?
tags.
Well, I got Georgia tags, but I'm just saying, I've been here since 2006, but still,
You know
like,
you really here when you switch your license over. That's when it's really
switch your license immediately if you don't want to get into trouble.
Yes, it's illegal not to, actually.
But let's be real. Who really? When you
I
come,
do.
When you
I
come from
switched
close
them.
by, you be kind of like
Ohio isn't. Oh, you came from Memphis though, right?
Nashville. Yeah.
Still not close enough.
I held on to it for a minute.
See, I got Georgia's information immediately. I wanted to be sure that I didn't get in trouble if I got pulled over. So, all right, guys. Well, let's. There's so much going on. We definitely have to shout out the night before last. Last night was a football game. The night before that was the Golden Globes. I have never enjoyed a Golden Globes program more than that night.
I didn't enjoy this one.
Did you watch it?
No, I don't watch those shows. No,
Right,
I don't watch any award shows.
Guys, you
enjoyed
really
one at all.
missed out. You really missed out. First of all, everyone wore black to support the Me Too movement.
Okay.
I mean, women got up there and gave and really supported. It was great to see solidarity, in Hollywood like that. It was really a beautiful thing. Oprah, won a humanitarian award, and she delivered a speech that was just amazing. Basically, in support of the Me Too movement, because I think this has really struck a chord because so many women have dealt with this for years in all areas of life. But to see the women up there, every woman that took the stage had on black to support the movement, and men as well. Yeah. So it was a really good Golden Globes.
I think it's necessary to say that once Mama Winfrey got on the stage.
Why are you calling her Mama Winfrey?
Because I just felt like she's everybody's mama.
Mama.
We do love her.
Once
She
Mama
wasn't color purple one. Mama.
Once Mama Winfrey got on the stage.
Don't call her that.
Why?
She's not even a mama.
So what?
She's Miss Oprah.
Mama Winfrey got on the stage, and it made me think about kind of the message that I've been presenting on the show. I want to make sure everyone knows for sure, though, that nobody on this show is a molester, harasser, rapist, any of that stuff. And some of the tongue-in-cheek things that we do are more so tongue-in-cheek.
Right.
I think that the things that she said kind of struck a chord with me because I want to make sure that, everybody knows that we do not support people who are harassers or, anybody who supports that at all.
Right.
I think and I'm speaking for myself, what I think I'm more concerned about is the due process of it all.
Because you know what? And I don't have a problem with that, but I do think that, there's always going to be an opposite side to everything. In every situation of injustice, you can always quote instances where the opposite is not true. So I think saying, it happens to men or sometimes the women aren't, that it almost takes away the impact because that's not the issue at hand. The issue at hand is that this has been happening, not just in Hollywood, but this is just a part of our culture. And it's important to acknowledge that the behavior is not right. I honestly, and I said this, I think I don't know if I said this on the show, but I said this in conversations with other guys. I don't think that men sometimes know when they're doing something wrong. I think a lot of times, extreme cases, yes. Harvey Weinstein knew it was wrong to expose his penis to a person that wants to act in a movie. But, hitting on
I don't know that was the problem.
That is the problem.
No, I don't know if that's the problem.
How can you say
Exposing your penis to somebody is not the problem.
It is a problem.
No, that's not the problem. People watch porno all the time. People see penises all the time.
That
is not the problem. The problem is the problem is what the penis means.
No, it isn't. I don't want to see the penis.
It isn't.
Unless
how many penises have you seen in your life?
I don't know.
Ballpark figure.
I
just throw a number out there. Any number. Pick a card. Any card.
15.
You've only seen 15 penises
on television?
Your life. In your life.
In real life?
Yeah, period. Just period. How many dicks have you seen in your life?
Hundreds.
I haven't seen hundreds.
How many dicks have you seen in your life? A lot, though.
Not a lot. Not up close and personal.
I've seen a lot of dicks in my life, and
how are you seeing them?
Because HBO doesn't shy away from dicks.
Oh no, you're talking about just see them.
In
I
life.
thought you meant be in the room with them.
Oh no, I'm just about period.
What in the world is happening on Music?
How many dicks period have you seen in your life? Lots.
Okay, yes.
So seeing Harvey Weinstein's dick is not going to throw me off to the point where I can't stay on my A game. It's what the dick means. Like, what is he pulling it out for? What's the purpose of that? That's where the problem is. So I'm not so offended by Harvey Weinstein pulling his dick out or Louis C.K. pulling his dick out. I'm more concerned about what is the next move. For me, Louis C.K., he just wanted to masturbate in front of somebody. Weird. Hold on. Weird, very weird, but there's nothing aggressive about it.
It's wrong.
Hold on. Weird.
No,
I don't know that it's wrong.
it's not.
Hold on. See, that's what I'm saying. There's no due process. If a nigga pull his dick out, he's wrong. That's where the problem is.
Keep your dick in your
People
pants.
pull their
I
dicks
can't
out
say
all
that
the
I've
time.
ever had a woman whip her vagina out and begin masturbating.
Have you ever had a woman pull her vagina out and you felt like, oh, no?
Okay, that's different. Men and women have different motivators.
No, I've never had a woman flash. Well,
Would you be so offended
actually, yes,
that?
I think I have had a woman flash me.
Were you so offended
Basic
that you
instinct
could?
moment.
It's kind of different. You know, it's not the same.
Were you offended to where you couldn't continue on your A game? That's all I'm
That is
asking.
I was probably grossed out for 3 to 5 seconds.
But your A game's still there, though, right?
That is not
Okay.
fair. That is not fair.
Hold on,
Me
hold
too.
on. Listen,
Me too.
listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying, because that's
Me
the problem.
too.
That's what it is. Y'all don't listen. And once you say this wrong, everybody just has to shut up.
That's right.
That's the problem.
That's why it's safer to just shut the fuck up.
No, it's not, because if we continue letting people shut everybody up, we can't really differentiate these cruel, crooked motherfuckers from people who are just pulling a dick out. And people pull their dicks out all the time.
The innocent dick pullers.
Yes. There are
Someone has to
occasionally
stand up for the innocent dick
there are
pullers.
occasionally a
There are
difference.
some law-abiding dick pullers that need due process.
And once again, I have never pulled my dick out on anyone that didn't want it or knew it was happening. It wasn't in the flow of
Okay, let me ask you a question. Your daughter's in a room with
Yes,
a guy.
yes.
And it's an older man.
Right.
She's going in to do a singing audition. We all know that your daughter's a singer. She goes
Right.
in to do an audition. It's just her and the guy.
Uh-huh.
He's a record mogul. And as she's singing, she stands up, she looks over, and he's pulled out his penis and has started to stroke it. Do you think that at that time she would feel uncomfortable and a little bit unsafe in that room?
unsafe. No, uncomfortable. Yes, but so would I.
But I'm telling you, as a woman, you feel unsafe because we went over this before and it did not register. If your daughter, who is a small girl, is in a room with a grown man, he pulls out his penis and starts to stroke it. Chances are, and I'm not saying that all the penis pullers would do this, but the chances are of him making a move or trying to force himself on her, she's not going to know what he's doing at that moment.
Absolutely.
It's inappropriate and it makes a person
But that's
feel
not what
unsafe.
happened in any of these other cases.
But my point is, it's inappropriate behavior.
Yes, that's inappropriate.
To do, and it's wrong.
Louis C.K. was not in an audition. He was not auditioning these women for a job. He asked them to come to his hotel room. It was a friendly interaction. They knew who he was. He knew who they were. It's not the same thing. That is completely different than my daughter or anyone else going to an audition. And that's what I'm saying. He pulled his dick out, and that has a purpose.
But
because now the next thing is, what does my audition have to do with any of this? It has to do with how I react to your dick. But that's not what Louis C.K. was doing.
But the problem
he
is,
wasn't saying, hey, if you don't like my dick, we can't be friends no more.
But you don't know. I don't know each individual case. But if some of these men were in power, and he is a man that was very, very popular, Louis C.K., very
power. Come on, I mean,
if you're successful, there's a certain amount of power.
He didn't have a network that these girls were about to be on.
I don't know that anyone was like, man, I've got to get through Louis C.K. Or else I'll be nothing in this industry.
And that's what I'm saying. What does the dick mean? In that audition scenario, the dick means if I don't react positively to your dick, I'm not going to get whatever I'm auditioning for.
Right.
If we go to my hotel room together and I pull my dick out and I ask you first, if I ask you, can I pull my dick out? And you are okay with it, even if you're just lying because you think that's not the same thing as, you know what I'm saying, as Harvey Weinstein forcing himself on women and making it an issue of, if you don't do this, I'm going to blackball you. Those are two completely different things.
But at least it's still jarring to be like, well, hey, I mean.
Even if a person doesn't say that, it's understood that I'm a person of influence. You want to be, you want to connect with me on business, and I'm using sexuality as a tool to get what I want. Your sexuality against you, that's wrong.
That's wrong.
And that's my thing. And I think sometimes you don't know what's going on in a person's head and what they feel pressured by. So in my opinion, it is wrong to pull out. It would be wrong for a woman to pull her breasts out.
They're always out. Women's cleavage is always showing. Always. It's never in.
I have definitely seen unwanted cleavage.
No.
It is in.
You are prepared.
I've definitely seen unwanted cleavage.
Christal, we've been somewhere before where I've seen your cleavage before.
Well, this is unfair.
It's true, though. Have you ever seen my cleavage? Have you ever seen my dick in an event? Even the top of it. Have you ever seen this? Have you ever seen the side of my dick in an event?
It's not the same
Have you? Yes or no?
It's not the same thing.
Yes or no? Have you seen it?
I have not seen
It's a distraction.
penis cleavage.
It was a distraction. It destroyed
Never
my
seen
A game.
penis cleavage.
Here's my problem. See, this is how this happens. God, Christal, this is how it happens. I was just trying to say Mama Winfrey inspired me to make sure I recalled some of my statements so that I can make sure that everybody who listens and views this understands completely that we are 100% not for people raping or harassing or assaulting women. We're completely against it. However, what happened was, though, in the middle of all that, you just started saying with a blind eye, nope, if it's a dick involved, nope, I don't want to hear it. And that's what threw me back on the wrong side. I don't want to be on this side.
You're on the wrong
You're
side.
forcing me to be on the wrong side. I don't want to be.
But I'm not saying.
Yeah, but, I mean, you're a guy. If you're on the side with the dick pullers, then chances are it's not.
I'm just saying that the dick itself is not the problem.
Personally, I'd rather be where the vaginas are.
Can we?
That may be.
Can we not say that an unrequested dick pull is not right?
Okay, not right. Stop there, though. See, because it's not criminal.
There. Right.
No, because it's becoming criminal. And I want to make sure that there's a difference between what's considered criminal, which none of us support 100%, and not right, which we all still don't support 100%.
I feel like in a work environment, an unrequested penis pull is wrong and should be followed up with a course of, there should be consequences and repercussions.
Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, in a work environment, a requested dick pull is wrong.
I agree.
You got to feel a little funny doing something you're not supposed to be doing at work.
I agree.
But that's not what we're saying. What I'm saying is I get thrown on this other side every time I hear somebody just blindly say, nope, if he did it, no, it's wrong. That he needs to go down. That's what that strikes the wrong nerve in me, because I, as a man, still have a responsibility to make sure that guys get taken care of as well. Not saying women don't deserve to be protected.
Right.
But guys also deserve some form of protection and all this.
I don't disagree with that. I just think that, for me, I think sometimes men don't understand the difference in the dynamic. And it has been. But according to Oprah, time is up.
It's up. Hey, did I call that?
Yeah.
I told you. We had a good run. When Mama Winfrey said it's over, it's over.
Time is up.
White ladies were like,
yeah.
White ladies were clapping and nodding. You know what I'm saying?
We're clapping.
White men.
Yeah, but you know what? See, because I loved Oprah's speech. It was very passionate.
Immaculate.
I agree with her
Flawless,
message
yes.
the entire way.
There was one flaw.
And I'm even willing to say, like I've heard people say that Oprah was presidential. I'm willing to say that it sounded more like what I would expect out of a leader in our government.
Because we have not heard that over the last 2 years.
Right? But let's just be for real. White women not going to vote for Oprah.
I don't believe that. White women love Oprah.
Let me tell you,
they love
there was
a whole
fatal
lot
flaw.
of things.
There was a fatal flaw. What
White women are not going to vote for Oprah.
I don't agree with Kevin.
That's my
What is your
my
flaw?
statement.
What is your
that
flaw?
all you had to say about it? I don't want to cut
now,
it to you.
yeah.
Okay. There was a fatal flaw. This is the mistake that Oprah made, and a mistake a lot of people make. She was telling her story about the lady, I can't remember her name, Reese.
Yeah. Was it Taylor?
Yes.
Reese Taylor?
Yes.
She was telling her story about Reese Taylor. The mistake that she made was she brought the white men part of it in too early. The problem here is that we were talking with the stage that we were setting. It was two different stages. She first said that, she's the first black woman. Sidney Poitier was the first person, and it inspired her.
Him.
That's perfect. And see, all that was lining up perfectly. She started telling her story about Reese Taylor or whatever it was.
Taylor.
I apologize for not knowing the last name. And she said that she was raped and kidnapped by 5 white men. And she phrased the white differently to bring attention to the white. The problem is she should have waited on that, because she made it a racial issue. So the white women that were nodding their heads, they kind of look funny now, because like, oh shit, she's about to put white people on blast. Had she waited and used the white men thing along with the Jim Crow line, that would have made it had more of an impact. But when she started separating herself from white people in the very beginning, I think that was a flaw for presidential, because she's now putting people like a line in the sand. Had she waited just a little bit longer and said that the reason why this was a real big issue is because it was during Jim Crow and these men happened to be white.
I don't know
think
if I'm
that's
with
the
you on
white
that.
Y'all are both
side
black,
of-
so y'all may not see
obviously
it.
We're
Y'all
not
may not
white,
see
so
it.
we don't understand that.
It's not about understanding. You wouldn't have taken that line as accusatory in a way.
I don't agree with you. I think we can listen to something and see. I
mean,
think it was a great.
So that's
speech.
like me telling a woman that you shouldn't feel raped. I'm telling you that's how I took it, and I'm half white. So I'm telling you, don't victim shame me. I'm a victim here.
You know what?
Mama Winfrey.
Even no white person felt that way.
They just won't say it because they're not full. They're not half black. See, I can say that shit because fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? I have to deal with y'all shit too. Listen. Just listen to what I'm saying though. I think that had she just moved that one particular piece of information to the right, just a little bit in her speech, and made the reason why she brought that up was because it was during Jim Crow, and this woman was never going to get her
Well, I
due
think
justice.
but wasn't that obvious though? When you talk about where she was at,
Yep.
and her color, you know that if something is done,
So why say it at all then? If it's obvious, why say it at all?
I think that she was using colorful speech to paint a picture, and you want to see that picture because what would happen to a woman that's raped by 5 black men at that time is very different. Actually, a woman raped by 5 black men today is very different than what would happen to you if you were raped by 5 white men. Very
Right.
different consequences. So I think it's important to paint a picture. She was flawless in her.
No,
speech.
that was
It
her
a
only
wonderful
flaw to me.
picture. Now, okay.
Yeah, I think there was more importance on her statements being accurate, like
Right.
historically accurate,
Right.
than whether or not she places it at the 10-second mark.
Will y'all
or the
promise me
20-second
you'll listen
mark.
to it again with
I'll
with
listen
new
to it
eyes?
again.
Listen to it again with new eyes.
I'm willing to.
And see if it wouldn't have been more impactful for the white listener had that part of the message be moved just a little bit further.
but we have
I would need
tell
to
the
hear that
truth.
message from more white people because
Yeah, we would have to hear the truth. I think it's important
I'm not
to tell
white.
the truth and that's the thing. What
White people are scared to say
What
anything.
people appreciate about Oprah is that she's truthful.
I didn't say there was any of it was inaccurate.
So, do you think that white women will not vote for Oprah?
I think they would. I think white women
I
would.
think they'll say they will, and they'll go to the poll and vote for Donald Trump again.
Donald Trump
That's what they did
said
before.
to grab people by the pussy. I think that people,
And white women still voted for him then, just like white women were supporting Roy Moore.
Well, in the defense of white women, I think that Trump was just a more charismatic candidate than Hillary Clinton was. I was doing this. I actually wrote an article. I sat down with a social media guru and was looking at how impactful you are with your social media. And Trump is legendary in how he's able to manipulate people. And we looked at Hillary Clinton's social media. Even to this day, she's so obvious. She comes on and starts focusing on social media interaction when she's selling a book. After the election, she was quiet. She went away. Then she got ready to sell a book.
She dissed a fucking peer.
She did. And I understand that she was disappointed, as everyone would be, but you can't.
I'm talking about nowhere. She went on the beach nowhere.
That's not how you play this game. So if you want to come back and you want me to buy your book, you need to engage with me. And Bernie Sanders is still out here politicking. And
he never quit.
He never quit. So I think that we have to acknowledge, even though people act like Trump is the most horrible, and I think he is, but the person that was running against Trump 2 years ago was just not. She didn't even try to connect with people. I mean, she didn't really make an effort to connect in the way that matters. And Trump is king at that, because either you love him or hate him. You don't fall in the cracks. He's going to say something that's going to resonate with one segment of people, and it's going to upset the other segment. So he's going to win because he's going to have your attention. I think that Hillary Clinton, women, it's like, okay, I don't like that he said that, but at least I connect with him and I feel like he's standing up for something. No one trusted Hillary Clinton, and white women didn't trust her. No one trusted her.
Nobody.
The only people that she got were mercy votes, because they were like, oh my God, this crazy person's in office. I'm going to.
She got a lot of mercy
But you know
even
what?
Oprah had to say the lesser of two evils. She said, you don't have to like her. She doesn't have to come to your house, but let's vote for her. That is a horrible way to pitch somebody. But that was the best that they could get. She's not coming to your house for dinner. Please just vote for her as opposed to Donald Trump.
I totally understand those arguments. However, Hillary Clinton also fumbled at the one. She had many, many opportunities to load the deck.
I agree.
If she's not the most charismatic person, then she should have surrounded herself with charismatic people, right?
Yeah.
But she picked Tim Kaine as a VP. Who the fuck knew Tim Kaine?
I still don't know who that is.
No one. She could have picked Joe Biden.
What?
She could have picked Michelle Obama. She could have put anyone else. She could have picked Bernie Sanders.
She could have picked Bernie Sanders.
And she would have gotten across the finish line.
I think she would have won if she picked Bernie Sanders. That was her ego.
I wouldn't have voted for her, even if she got. I wouldn't have voted for her.
Really? I think a lot more people would have. Because
I voted for Hillary Clinton, but I regretted it.
But I did. I voted for her, but I went in there and I felt like, I'm just doing this because I don't want Trump.
Yeah, it was a vote against Trump.
Yeah.
It
I didn't
wasn't
vote for Trump. I didn't vote at all. So,
well, that's a different conversation.
Yes, I'm just not. We have to move forward with other.
Let me sip my beverage. Red cup.
Sip your red cup, Kevin. We're not gonna. The white person in the room didn't vote. You have that privilege.
Are you against democracy?
You didn't have. You're used to the privilege. You're privileged.
Democracy doesn't exist here. What are you talking about?
So you're part to blame for all this shit.
I am?
Yes.
How so?
Because you didn't exercise your right to vote. You have no reason to complain.
No, you have no reason to complain. You voted for these motherfuckers. And
No, person I voted for lost.
yeah. Huh? You suck then.
I voted against. Someone.
Is that your rebuttal?
You suck. You guys both sucked enough to not.
Okay, question.
I suck for participating.
You guys are losers. Who wants to be a loser? You guys are both losers.
You were absent.
That's fine. I didn't lose though. I didn't lose.
Oh my God! You know, I have a couple of friends, and they just kept saying Trump is a winner. Trump's a winner. I was like, he's a winner. He's a winner. I love him. He's a winner. He's a winner. Hillary Clinton's a loser.
Yes, she is. She will never be president.
Yeah, but you know what?
Duh.
No, I mean, there's no comeback. She's never gonna.
Obviously, I don't think she's
the
gonna try
election
to.
and the presidency are two different things.
That's true.
Trump is definitely he's the winner of the presidency
of the election,
even though he didn't necessarily win the popular vote. He's the winner of the presidency.
Right.
Excuse me, of the election.
Of the election.
But as far as the presidency, oh my God, he is a loser.
Is he?
He is failing with flying colors.
I think that depends on who you ask.
You know,
he's struggling at every opportunity.
Do you guys remember Bad Boys heyday when everybody was calling Diddy a devil, and there was even a book written about this by Joe Curry or whatever. There was a book written about how devilish and how satanic and how he had sex with men to prove power. None, all this was all allegations, by the way. None of this was ever proven. But
because we don't believe any of that. We love Diddy.
Here's the problem. The reason why you were able to call Diddy a devil or whatever is because you were close to him. You saw him on TV dancing and shaking and shit, so you felt like you knew him. So therefore, you had a story of why you hated Diddy, right? Donald Trump is the same way to me. He's very close because we've seen him on different shows. We know his personality. We've seen him basically become an old man in front of our eyes.
Right.
You didn't get to see all these other people that become presidents. You don't know what they did prior to that time when they were a high-level senator before they got the presidency. So you guys talk shit about Donald Trump because you know him. You feel close to him, and you know what I'm saying? But you have no idea what these other crazy motherfuckers have been doing your entire life. You have no idea what Bush was doing. He was probably worse than Donald Trump.
I agree.
I know Bernie Sanders was protesting in a pair of Chuck Taylors. I was
Besides
cool with that.
Bernie Sanders.
Young Bernie Sanders.
Right, but what was Hillary Clinton doing prior to Bill Clinton winning the presidency?
Supporting Barry Goldwater.
Yeah, but what was she doing, like in her personal shit? Like
grooming her husband
in her personal shit. You have no idea the level of crazy.
White woman shit. You know.
What are we even? Where are we at?
Because people are so readily able to say what they think about Donald Trump's personal whatever and how they feel. He hasn't done anything. None of these motherfuckers ever do anything. It's one hand giving something. It's just like this shit in Atlanta right now.
There are people that have been able to pull off the presidency a little bit with a little bit more panache.
Here's the thing.
Just a tad bit.
Good Scrabble word.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. What your Scrabble words and shit. Here's the thing. The problem is just like now all this new money that's in Atlanta because of the film industry that's coming here.
Right.
None of us are gonna get that money.
We're gonna get it.
No, it's not for us. It isn't. It was never intended for us, and it will never get to us. There'll be one or two people that they decide to shine the light on to allow people to stop thinking, oh, there's a chance, there's a chance. This shit is all bureaucratic. One hand is giving money to the other hand, and they pretend like it's a movie thing, and, oh, we got $7 billion coming to Atlanta. We can fight as hard as we want. That money has already been assigned.
I don't
It's sitting in a bank account.
Tyler Perry ain't getting none of it.
It's sitting in a bank account waiting on the person to get it. Tyler Perry's an easy guess because he's already there. He's already got a big name. People know who he is. So if they give him some money, it's obvious that, oh, they're giving black people money. But this money is already allotted. And we can fight and make noise as much as we want. That money is not coming to us.
You know what? I think your Hotep is showing.
That's not Hotep.
I think you're Hotep.
That's not Hotep.
That's very woke.
Confused. He's
he's like, this shit is already made up.
That shit is
already done. They decided this shit months ago.
So the point.
The same with the presidency.
The point with this is, do you think that there are all these alerts that went out that Oprah was considering the presidency, which she said that she would not, but there was all these alerts that went out after her speech because it was such the public opinion loved her speech.
Right. I joined a Oprah for President Facebook group.
Oh my goodness, this guy.
It was everywhere.
This guy over here in these groups.
He does join groups quickly. Kevin will whore out for your group.
That's where
You have a group.
Can I side note for a second?
It's all about the groups.
How did the charity go with the Dave Chappelle lookalike thing? How much money did you guys raise? Because
we did raise like
no,
$2,800.
specifically because of your contribution.
Like $2,800.
$2,800?
Yeah.
Fuck. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
man.
good shit.
Thank
All right,
you.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just had to ask. It's been a while.
Like,
That's
kinda
that's,
threw that.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Right.
So you saying about the
So I'm
presidency?
asking, do you guys think that Oprah would run? Because the question is raised like, okay, Oprah's not a politician, and so a couple of girls in the office were talking. They were like, well, I think we're at a place where no one wants politicians. People don't trust politicians, and we want people that are just. It's not about skill set. It's about likability.
Yeah.
And everyone's in a very ready-made, whatever's good and feels good to me at the moment. Who cares if she doesn't have political experience? She makes me feel good.
I would vote for Oprah.
You'd vote for Oprah?
Absolutely.
What about you, Kevin?
I would vote for Oprah.
You said would?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, absolutely. And I never vote. I would vote for Oprah.
I think she needs to run. I mean, I would definitely vote for her.
And you know what? Because I've heard, because on Facebook I'm seeing this argument too, that in Trump, no one would vote for a billionaire TV show host. Right, he's unqualified
With horrible
president.
hair. With
and then with
horrible
Oprah,
hair.
they're like, she is a billionaire TV show host who does not qualify
that's
for
a
the
good-
presidency.
that's
We have another problem.
Right.
Here we go.
But
Here we go
I
with
think
this, here we go with this white, black
I think
stuff.
in society we're building a utopia, and because of that, we need people with the right heart in those positions.
That
agree.
feels so warm and fuzzy right now. There should be like violins queued up right
And
now.
Oprah's
Thank
probably
you.
a fucking awful person, really. When the cameras are, I don't know that. But, just most of these motherfuckers are. No, here's the thing, though. Here's my dilemma, though. I have a dilemma. Because I said I would vote for Oprah.
On camera.
Yeah, I did. On camera and on...
Without hesitation.
No,
Off the cuff.
but there's a qualifier. Skinny Oprah or big Oprah?
I'm not. Okay.
Man.
no.
It's not
no.
the same Oprah.
sipping my red cup on that.
Speaking,
That's not the same Oprah.
Speaking of the Me Too situation.
Can I just go on and officially say that I
Be
would not
honest.
vote for big Oprah?
Speaking of the Me Too situation, brings us to our next topic. I can't, Kevin. I'm
Why does that
talking.
give
I'm
him
just
so
talking
much
to you.
joy?
I don't know. Don't look at him,
Because
Kevin.
it gives you
Don't
guys-
give him eye contact right now.
It gives me so much
Kevin?
joy because
I
I know that there are
Kevin?
millions of
I have
people
to do
listening
it.
who are
Kevin,
just
don't-
like you.
Don't give him eye contact.
And people just like you
Look
who
away.
this bothers
away.
so much.
Look away. So,
But those are two different people, though, right? Big Oprah and Little Oprah. Those are two different people. Can we
Speaking of the
at
Me Too
least agree
situation,
on that?
The Ginuwine. Okay, so Ginuwine has gotten slammed, right? Because he would not kiss a transgender in this interview. Did you see that?
I did. You know what's strange? Because I was like totally unaware because I was watching the Georgia-Alabama game and stuff, and then that showed up on my timeline.
Social media
shortly
started going
after. I'm
crazy.
like, what the hell is what's
But see,
going on here?
Right before that, I saw a post a couple of days ago where a transgender said if straight men would not date transgender women, that meant they were weak. The only men that would not date a transgender woman is a weak man who is probably homophobic and has issues. But the word weak was used over and over again. And the thought behind that was these are women, and if you can't accept them as a woman, something was wrong with your manhood. And I was like, wow, that is like really left field.
That's kind of
Or
aggressive.
just
That is-
bullshit, even. Like, can we even say, left field my
Right.
ass? That is bullshit.
It is
You are
bullshit.
not a woman.
It is. I think that is bullshit
I agree.
because I think
you think
you
it's
should.
bullshit or that she's not a woman?
I think both.
Okay.
I think it is bullshit and
Whatever.
trans. And I think this is women's fault. I think this is women's
You know,
fault.
I've said that too.
You know, because women allow, like, actual women, humans who were born female.
I am one of them.
Right. You are the group I'm speaking to. You have allowed transgender men to wear purses and carry makeup and call themselves women.
How have we allowed that? How?
I've never seen a woman group stand up for that.
When transgender women decide that you have to call me a woman, you can't say him, you have to say her. Y'all do the shit.
You all do too.
No, we don't. We say them. We stay out the fuck. We
I
say
don't
them.
think. But I don't.
It's a them.
I was calling.
It's a
I was
there and a
calling.
them,
I was
not a
calling.
him.
I was calling Kaylin Bruce gender when that happened. I mean, I'm on. Listen to the other show. I'm on record. Bruce gender. I refuse.
I
you know
don't
what?
think. I
Even
don't
with-
think. How can that be? I still don't understand. That's women's fault.
There's another step.
Take for example, men, like, part of manhood is standing your ground.
Okay.
Right? I don't know if you necessarily have to beat your chest when you
I stand my ground
but you
more than
stand
most men
your
do.
fucking ground.
I
right?
stand my fucking ground.
And so,
how about that, Kevin? I stand my fucking ground. Am I a man?
right, but that's in your womanhood, right? Because you
Yeah.
command the space under your feet, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so
You better believe it.
When butch lesbians or other people try to say that they're men or try to act like men,
Nigga, hell
like
nah.
nah.
Nah, nigga.
Butch lesbians don't hang out like tradition. Like there might be one or two. You might get Snoop from The Wire or some shit, but it's a small group. It's a small group of them
I knew some
that can
twins.
even really hang.
I knew some twins that they had bad bitches all the time.
In
and we had no
general-
problem
So,
with them.
okay,
hanging out.
In most cases, those types of people, those types of women do not hang around men. They can't hang in the same
There's
circle.
a step further than that,
Dude
though.
will still try to fuck them.
There's a step further than that, Kevin. I've been saying these women who go out and get these parts, they're getting
There we go.
No haircuts.
No, I'm talking about getting the ass
job.
and they're getting the template, the Kim Kardashian template, and they get the ass and the titty, all that stuff. They're allowing transsexuals or I don't even know what the word is anymore. They're allowing them to get the same surgery because they're saying the surgery is so good. They're saying the surgery is so good. Everybody's getting the same surgery. They all look alike.
Surgery,
How are we-
smurgery.
They all
How
look
are
alike.
we
Yo.
responsible for that? Again,
Y'all stop getting the
'Cause y'all
surgery.
go
You don't
with
need it.
it.
Don't get the
surgery is good.
And that's what they say too.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, first of all, if a woman gets surgery who starts out as a woman,
Right.
who was born a woman,
Right.
and a transgender gets a surgery, that's not.
There's a very slippery slope between the woman who doesn't feel like she's adequate enough as a woman naturally and a man who feels like he's not adequate as a woman naturally. You're both not adequate in your minds.
First of all, women.
You don't
do
see
that
the psychosis in that?
No, I absolutely see it. For example, because it's like an illusion, and I
Y'all
don't know
just
how
wanna
you
blame
see
women
something that's
for
not
everything.
there. No, check this out. What's the difference? But you remember who John Bobbitt is?
Of course.
You remember what happened to him?
Of course.
Okay, so what's the difference between John Bobbitt and Caitlyn Jenner?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?
I don't know where he's going with this. I want to see it.
I'm asking you.
Do you know?
What is the difference?
Okay, John Bobbitt's wife viciously cut off his penis because he was cheating on her.
Okay.
And Caitlyn Jenner or Bruce Jenner
Or Bruce
decided to have his penis surgically removed, which I don't even think he's done that. I don't think he went that far. Maybe he did. I don't know.
Who
For
cares?
example,
He
okay,
decided to
fuck.
have it done. So that's two different things. If someone just comes and cuts my titty off, that's different than me deciding I want a breast reduction.
Yeah, but a man who decides or loses his penis, whether intentionally or unintentionally,
She cut it with a knife.
she cut it with a knife.
With
Okay,
jagged
great.
edges.
That doesn't make either of them women. That makes them men without penises.
But these people are taking hormones, and they believe that internally they have the spirit animal. No. I don't mean to be insensitive.
Spirit
They believe
animal.
that they are. They believe that they are a
He
woman.
said spirit
Sounds
animal.
ridiculous.
No, they believe that they are a woman.
I'm a pony.
A unicorn. I'm just saying. My point is, Ginuwine has been slammed as being homophobic, which people remark that actually, and we have the clip. I know, actually. He was actually being very open because he was sitting here having a conversation. He did
Right.
not act, homophobic at all. But because he would not kiss this woman, he's now being called. He's full of hate and he's anti, and that's really unfair.
I think
That's-
Ginuwine's all right, man.
Well, hold on, but that's
He's
not.
probably been called worse names by better people.
That actually
he's-
isn't.
but
That
it's
isn't the
trending.
clip. That's not the clip that I got though.
The clip that we have is Charlemagne the God, who actually, I'm not gonna lie, he says some outlandish things, but 9 times out of 10 he's right, and so this is his explanation of what happened, and I want us to listen to that and then come back and talk about it after we hear it.
All right.
So the thing I loved about that clip, and I appreciate Kevin for pulling that when I asked, is because we didn't. No one said that. Everyone acted like Ginuwine returning her down was wrong, but no one remembered that we just finished these Me Too arguments, and her making that advance on him was very forward. She tried to reach out and like pull him to her, and he wasn't asking for that, and then tried to kiss him. And then because he refused that event, now that I can understand men saying women have this totally confused, or transgenders, whoever. No one deserves to be put in a situation where they feel sexually, like impressed upon to do anything. So if for that reason alone, it was wrong. She should not have pushed herself on him, or whatever. She should not have pushed herself on him, because that was 100% wrong. No more than if he had done that to a woman and she didn't want his advances, then everyone would be like, oh, Ginuwine's pressuring, he's controlling, he's probably a rapist.
Right.
You remember The Real World, the guy, Kevin and Tammy, he tried to like get on her and was like playing, and she acted like he was trying to rape her, and it was totally horrible but it was a man doing it to a woman. So when a woman does it to a man, I think we don't acknowledge that men don't want to be put in those uncomfortable situations either.
You said when a woman does it to a man?
Yeah.
Where was the woman in that?
Okay, and
in that
I'm just saying, if that's the argument, stop it.
He just said earlier, y'all been giving these motherfuckers a pass, and you did
That
it.
was a white man.
But I'm saying, according to Charlamagne, that was the base argument of that. Like, even if, I don't care what it is, you don't have a right to put your hands and try to pressure somebody.
Someone else does not have any sense of entitlement to your personal space.
Absolutely. There you go. That's
no matter whom
said.
they are.
Right.
Male or female,
Kevin.
whatever. Right. But and the fact that it was actually a white male who identifies as a woman.
Right.
Right. And they felt entitled to be able, like he just said, no, that's not something that I would like to participate
in. He
in.
made it obvious.
And her response was, oh, come here, give me a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Not cool.
Nah.
In fact,
absolutely not.
Can we say
I think yuck is appropriate.
Yeah, what the fuck?
But you know what? There's two issues there. The transgender, some people feel like, whatever you want to call yourself is on you. But the fact that you put
not always
that on
though,
me,
right? Not always.
What do you mean?
It's not always whatever you want to call yourself. Rachel Dolezio, whatever the chick name was, she tried.
You insist upon butchering names.
Rachel Dolezio just wanted to be a sister. That's all she wanted her whole life. She asked for Christmas and never came. Santa never brought her blackness.
A black card.
She got some black hair. She figured out a way to make her shit kinky a little
braids.
bit. You know what I'm saying? She figured out a way to get her shit, a little thicker.
And she
got some tan work.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And she started working for the fucking NAACP of all companies.
Oh my God.
She's trying to help the advancement of colored people. And you motherfuckers was like, nah. But these motherfuckers running around here talking about they women. Y'all.
Hey man, look, because at a certain point, especially in adulthood, you have to begin to accept who you are. You have to. At some level, because because people have told me, oh, you can't be racist and you can't say that, da. Well, the rest of the world sees me as a black male. So whether I want to acknowledge racism or not, they're treating me on how they see me. Right. And unless I acknowledge that and adjust to it, I'm dead in the water.
That's true. But I mean, I think there's a certain amount of white privilege that goes across the board. So a white transgender male who's transitioning to a woman has no idea, has had privilege their whole life, and they have no idea what it feels like to be discriminated against.
And that white male thought they were entitled to Ginuwine's personal space.
They saw the pony.
They saw this S curl.
And they wanted to ride the pony.
And you know what? Actually, because you saw how big Ginuwine's eyes got. That was probably like the most manliest shit I've seen Ginuwine do in about 15 years.
He wasn't popping and locking on that one.
Hey, man. all that shirtless body rolling.
You're not going to stand up for your biracial...
Ain't none of your friend business.
In those jeans.
Ginuwine's biracial?
I don't know. He's got something swirly. He's got curly hair. Like
ain't nobody ask her. Ain't nobody some.
He ain't Zulu.
Ain't nobody some arch perm.
Ginuwine is not Zulu.
He's definitely not straight from the motherland. But regardless of what he is, it's not fair that he's being like literally like they were trying to going after him. The LGBTQ community was going in.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous. To me, they are like a gang. Because when they decide, even that video that was put out saying, if a straight man won't talk to a transgender, they're weak. Like, that's a hateful thing to say anyway.
But you know what?
Straight men don't talk to a lot of different women. It doesn't. If a woman is overweight, if a woman is underweight, if a woman has...
That's what I'm saying. If dudes ain't fucking fat bitches, how you think they gonna fuck with a...
How?
But no matter
First of all,
who you are, you have to learn to accept some rejection.
That I don't want to say fat, but full-bodied, full-figured women always have a man.
They do.
They may not have the,
They do.
They always have a man. So let's don't say that.
And I don't know about all these videos popping up, but like Kevin Durant's brother or something was caught with a transsexual. They obviously have no problem either.
There are a lot of men that are being caught.
But you know what? See,
There's some very influential men in Atlanta.
I do think there's something wrong with men that prefer that plastic image.
That's a lot of young men.
No, it's a lot because a lot of women go for that. I don't know if I want to say the Kardashian stereotype or whatever, but
template.
that template.
I'm gonna tell you guys, I was in Miami.
It's so plastic and.
I was in Miami for New Year's. I went to the premiere for Love and Hip Hop at Atlanta. Well, Love and Hip Hop Miami. That's now in Miami with Trina and Trick Daddy, and shout outs to Veronica Vega. There's a whole cast there in Miami. But I'm telling you guys, in that room for the premiere, there were more girls with cartoon body. Like, I've never seen that many. I think that's a young person thing, it was working. Young men are very attracted to those augmented bodies.
I liken it to what's been going on in Japan for years and years and years. Over there, they do some pretty drastic things for trends.
They do.
I think right now they're having a bleached dick trend that's going on.
Oh,
I'm not aware of that.
So now because it's
enlighten us, biracial.
Are they pulling bleach dicks now?
No, that's the thing. So a lot of people don't understand this dynamic, but overseas racism is on a totally different level.
Right.
Like, I know that we're here and we're like, oh, black people deserve to be but overseas they don't even let you in the room. You don't even get in the building. But there's not a
conscience. That's not the same. America tries to have a fake moral conscience.
Right. But overseas
they don't care.
They don't give a fuck. If you're black, get out of here, man. You're not even coming to the building. So, in places like Brazil where there's a lot of racism about darker skinned people, in Europe, but in particular in Japan now, it's deemed less attractive, lower class if you have a different colored dick than the rest of your body. And I don't know about everybody else's dick, but my dick is a little darker than the rest of my body. That's just the way I thought dicks were supposed to be. However, in Japan,
I don't want to know that.
Oh, yeah, well, you don't have to know, but it's pertinent. It's not like
now you do.
It's not like I'm just giving y'all this information. I'm not giving you this information so that you can fantasize.
Yeah, I wish you
Kevin.
just could have expressed that message differently.
Okay, how would you like for me to say it?
No.
I didn't intend for you to have a fantasy or an anti-fantasy about it at all. I thought it was just...
I was taking an even different turn.
I thought it was just pertinent information because I was of the assumption that was normal. Maybe my mom lied to me. Maybe you perfect. You just like, saying...
Maybe your mom told you?
Maybe my mom lied.
That's
I don't
why
know.
You're like this.
I don't know, but look though. In Japan, though, they have the idea that if you have a darker penis than your body, that you're low class.
We got it. Right.
So they're bleaching their dicks now, and it all matches up, or it's white, or whatever it is.
Oh my God.
It's like some geisha shit. And
yeah, like the geishas, they've been doing the corsets, and women are cracking their ribs to be
binding their toes.
So their feet don't grow. Like it is.
But we're doing that here now because everybody's just on the idea that, hey, I can look like a completely different thing, not even a human anymore. I can look like a completely different being, and it's cool.
Well, I don't know about completely different being. I do think that there's a template and all the bodies look alike. However, I am not above getting that template. But I think that I don't think that it's to the extent that it doesn't look like a woman. There are extremes.
It is exaggerated.
I'm not saying that I would want an extreme. I don't want to look like a cartoon.
It's a caricature of a woman, though.
It is a caricature. I don't, and I'm not saying that that's what I would want to do at all. But
I'm not against surgery.
Take it too far.
I'm not against surgery. I'm not against surgery at all. That's not what I'm saying. But you cannot be mad if the dudes get the same surgery and they call themselves women and y'all look just alike to me. And I say, hey, man, you look just like that transsexual dude.
But there are some women whose bodies look like that without surgery.
No, there aren't.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
no, there are not.
Matter of fact, hey, maybe I'm just a naturalist. I
hold
like,
on. Who are we talking about?
Marks.
Who are
I
we
like
talking about? Kim
ponytails
Kardashian?
and lip gloss.
There are not women
like
that
all
look.
that
There are
extra
not
makeup.
women that look like Kim Kardashian naturally. No.
No, well, they're proportionate. You wouldn't have a tiny, tiny leg struggling under a bulbous.
So let's make the real statement then again, because that was inaccurate.
I'm just saying that there are women that have small waists and big behinds and big things.
Yes.
And a lot of times the surgery, I have a little sister that got the surgery, and it looks. I wouldn't know that it was fake.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think you're talking about the caricatures that go too
So you're
far.
talking about like a Beyonce surgery.
Yeah, Beyonce looks very natural.
It looks natural, right?
Yeah.
Does that offend you? No. You still a card carrying member?
No, I'm perfectly
Even
okay
after that?
with it.
Okay.
Perfectly
You just said you were a naturalist a second ago. Like you was like, I don't fuck with women that ain't real. You just said that in so many words.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But I will agree. I think that there's.
You like Beyonce surgery?
Well, no, it's kind
I
of
like
a.
it. I
Do
think
I
it
want to
looks
say a
great.
fine line? Do I want to say a fine
Sure.
line when you make stuff like there's exaggerated?
Yeah.
Like
I
even
agree.
with men, I've seen that there are guys that actually work out,
Right.
go to the gym, and they look swole, and then there's other guys that I've seen on the internet that got like.
Fake pecs.
Pectoral implants and all of that, and to look like Johnny Bravo, and
Right.
that shit
Well,
whack.
speaking of that, sidebar, because we all watched the Dave Chappelle special over the holiday. What was happening with it? And I'm asking you, Kevin, because you have a special affinity for him. You know, were you?
They're
Was he like?
lookalikes. Affinity. Kevin does charity work in the name of. In the
No,
name
my
of-
point was he lived? I heard he was on steroids or something. Like, and I looked at some videos where he looks really big for a minute. Like,
Yeah.
look, he was like working out all the time. Did you see? Were you aware of this?
I say steroids, but I think he's coming back because his voice started sounding better and it starts looking better to me. But I say steroids. I don't know though. Dr.
He
Dre
was doing something.
Dr. Dre, Timbaland, Dave Chappelle, they all had the same build.
Well, you know, I do think.
No. Timberland and Dave Chappelle do not have.
No,
the
did
same-
you see
Dr.
Timberland?
Dre,
Did you see?
Dr. Dre was
First of
swole
all-
as shit.
Did you see when Timberland started using those
Of course,
steroids?
I did.
He was
but-
built in a motherfucker.
But Dave Chappelle is like a whole light year taller than Timberland.
no, I'm
so-
talking about as far as stature,
being
as in
swole.
like, yeah.
But
like,
see, Dave Chappelle is so
light year.
long. His arms were like long. He just looked different
it looked,
to me.
It looked gross
it
a little
looked
bit.
weird.
Yeah.
But Timberland was a very muscular person for a while, and Dre looked like he was about to beat
Still,
somebody
Dre still is like he's upset.
ass. Like a
Dr. Dre did look like Luke Cage.
he did.
did.
And I like Luke Cage, or the actor that plays Luke Cage. He's handsome.
What?
I'm just saying he's handsome. Okay.
The what we were talking about, because I know that we got lost, was guys doing the same thing, changing up their looks and being cartoonish or caricature.
Well, but see, I don't think that there are some guys doing those fake surgeries, but not as much. But I think there's unrealistic expectations. The standard of beauty for women is much different than men. So, I mean, men
But
everywhere.
I don't think that. But you know what's funny is, as many women would go for some of those surgeries to enhance their own characteristics. I don't know that women would date men that like get Botox and shit like that.
I'm not dating a man that gets that fake hair. Have you guys seen that? Where they put the hair in, it looks like a lace front.
But you are on record, I think, on this show for saying that you would date a dude with a fake dick.
I did not say that. What I said.
That's a lady.
I did not say that. I said,
No. Not
I
a
said-
fake dick as in they used to have a vagina.
Like a strap-on.
I'm talking about an enhanced dick. Excuse me.
And what do you mean enhanced?
Can I tell?
Yes.
If I can't
See?
tell, I can't tell.
I defer this conversation to Christal. Tell us about this.
I'm just saying, if I can't.
What is an enhanced? A penis 2.0?
You were on this show episode 1, right? Wasn't it episode 1 or 2?
Right, but
Okay, listen. If I can't tell that it's fake, I have no problem. Now I'll tell you guys a horrible story, but it's the New Year, so we might as well kick it off, right? So I had a girlfriend that was
Blame it on the year.
Yeah, OBGYN, and she was doing talking about her patients. And a lady comes in and she's got this horrible stench. She's trying to figure out what's wrong. Like she's like in crisis mode. So she
Had
goes
one of those
in
before.
and she's like,
I've had one before where 20 minutes into the sex, it started smelling like Cheetos.
oh no,
or
this was not even 20 minutes. Like this was, as
Fritos.
soon as she came in the room, proud of her legs,
I
the
had-
room.
I had to warm the cheese up, I guess.
Oh.
I had to warm the cheese up, but it got very cheesy. Go ahead.
Okay. There was a dark cloud over the room. Anyway, long story short,
I didn't finish, by the
she
way.
goes inside. The doctor goes inside, and there's a penis extender still lodged in the vaginal canal.
Wow.
a penis extender.
Extender. So she did not know the guy she had sex with the last time. His condom came off, and he had put an extender on his penis and put a condom over the top of that. So when the extender came off with it was all lodged.
Extender being like kind of like
They have those that go on the tip. Like, is
I'm
that like
telling,
an
I'm
HDMI
trying
cable?
to put you up on
like
game.
a dildo type shape, but you can put your dick inside
of it.
Okay.
And it gives you a couple extra inches and a little bit more girth.
Okay.
You slip it on, you put a condom on, woman can't feel the difference.
Right.
And it was lodged up in he didn't tell her though.
Right.
And so later she did acknowledge that he left quick, fast, and in a hurry, like something happened.
Right.
But he was embarrassed probably because he didn't want her to know that
How do you pull that out?
Yeah.
He lost half his dick.
Two problems here. One is there's no way he felt any parts of the pussy. That's ridiculous.
Right.
Why even have sex?
Because he's probably trying to make sure that he satisfies his woman. I mean, if you've got an extremely small member, you may not be able to do that.
No, but I got to
Never even heard of
I got to feel it too. Part two. What's going on with her? How big and wide is she that she don't know it's a piece of dick in her? She's walking around with a piece of dick inside of her, like to work,
how do you-
to the point where it got stinky. You know how long it has to be there to get stinky?
Something strange.
Well, I will
My
say.
gate is off.
Well, I mean, women.
The fuck? She must have had a monster pussy.
No.
She had to have had
Maybe it just felt like a tampon or something.
if I get a piece
People
of
put
chicken,
tampons-
But once
hold
you
on.
feel that,
I haven't mentioned this in the new year. Chicken wings. I could have just a little tiny piece of like a string of chicken wing in my mouth. Yeah, and the whole afternoon, like how can I get
a popcorn
right
kernel or
until I finally just get the nerve to put my hand in there or get something to, like you know what I'm saying.
Y'all. I really do.
I would notice that. How does she not notice a piece of dick?
I don't know, but she was in dire straits, and they were able to pull it out.
Was it like toxic shock syndrome levels?
She was sick. It was infected. That's why it was smelling so bad.
Oh, that just made
terrible.
me. That just made me.
Please tell me she volunteered this story, because I hate to think that y'all was just like, well, what did you do today?
Oh no, the doctor told me. I hope the woman's not listening.
Speaking of toxic shock, I did have sex with a woman one time who had a tampon inside and didn't realize it.
So she may not have felt it.
And I was hitting it. And I was like, "What? That's a weird. Something's weird. Like either you got like a armor plating back here, like you know what I'm saying, like your servant's got on a flak jacket.
You wearing a
What did
wire?
she say? She forgot it was there?
Yeah. I don't know if it had gotten to toxic shock syndrome stage, but
had.
it could have gotten. It could have been
'cause it
serious.
was-
That's a
yeah.
serious thing that happened.
It is.
Moral of the story is, ladies, check on your shit. Like, come on, man. If you feel a piece of chicken string from a wing,
The point
you're gonna grab
is-
it.
Maybe you would not be able to tell if a guy wore.
No,
extender.
come on, man. A tampon is small, even though it grows. You know, with,
expands.
But come on, a piece
But
of
you know
dick?
what? That's all the more reason to give good head. All the more reason.
How did you bring it back around to that?
Because if you gonna let him inside you,
You gotta know what you're
check
working
it out
with.
for yourself.
Work
it out.
She needs to have the lights on sometimes.
Right.
Like,
Absolutely.
what? Who is this chick having sex
Well,
with?
but I'm saying if he put a condom on, she might not have seen it before the entry. So I mean, even if she did see it, if it had a condom on, you might have thought it was the same. Some people are
Yo.
discolored, as we know from your story.
Not discolored. I would. This sounds negative. I think it's just darker colored. It may be because I'm half black and half white, and that's black part. That might be all that it is.
You are not a zebra, though.
What the
I
fuck is
know,
that
right?
word? No. We're going to let this nigga say zebra. That's what we need to be talking
That is the
about.
correct pronunciation. It is not zebra with that American shit.
We are not letting this thing get away with
Wait a minute. What?
We're not letting this thing
zebra.
get away with that.
Yes.
No.
What?
Nope. We're not letting you get away with that. There's no fucking zebra.
It is a zebra as I sip my red cup.
Guys, we've obviously gone way off target, but
I need a red cup sponsorship.
yeah, we are here for you. We are music, love, and life. We are definitely here for you. If you guys have any, seriously, like I want people to talk about the Ginuwine thing, because I think that's really unfair.
Yeah, it is.
And I think that we're at a point where straight people can't stand up and say it's okay to be straight. If a girl turns into a guy, and I have seen some that look very, very convincing, I still don't want to interact with her like I do with a guy.
I would like to know.
Right.
I would like to know ahead of time. I would definitely like to know. I don't think it's fair for that not to be a discussion. I'm not saying you have to say it on the first time we interact.
Oh wow!
But
so you're open to it.
No. I'm open to her. Anybody. I'm open to anybody being whoever they want to be. My issue.
You? With you?
No. Stop. Stop. Don't. No, that's not getting on record. Yeah. I have no problem with everybody being who they want to be. My issue comes in two different forms. One is when you force me to call you something, regardless of what biology or whatever is involved in it. That's a problem for me. The other problem is when you allow me to go on thinking one thing when it's something else. And then that becomes a relationship or a date or whatever it is. That's unfair to me. I want to know my woman's background history as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So you believe in telling people how many sexual partners you've had?
What does that have? That's not the same conversation though, is it?
I don't know. You said that you want to know her history, so I'm wondering what that entails.
Okay, so yeah.
I think pertinent information. You know what's pertinent or not. You know what is going to push someone else away or not.
We're dancing around it, but that's very pertinent, and they know the difference in that. So and it's not fair, but I think there's an idea that if a transgender can be with a straight male, that validates them as a woman.
So that's their problem, not mine, though.
I agree.
If I'm not a gay man, I don't want to have sex with another man. Now,
even a man who feels like he's a woman.
Feels. It's not the same thing as being.
I agree.
And you cannot choose for me. You cannot make that choice for me. That's not fair. That's what my problem is. Those are the two problems I have.
Even if, like, say for example, if the man wants to have children, if the woman is unable to have children because she had her tubes tied or, something like that, and that's not disclosed, that could be jarring for him, and that may be a deal breaker for that person in the relationship.
Right.
Right?
I agree.
And if you're unable to have children because you were born a man, that could be jarring as well.
That could be jarring.
And that person has every right to discontinue the intimate relationship.
I agree.
If you have some type of condition, I won't even say full-fledged disease, but some kind of condition, and you don't tell somebody up front, I feel like that's not giving everybody the information that's necessary to move further, and especially a sexual interaction.
Right. I agree, but I don't think people do that. I mean, there are people that have gone to jail for not telling people when they had HIV or even herpes. I mean, we just saw the huge lawsuit with Usher and the ladies that,
The fake lawsuit?
The fake
right.
lawsuits.
They
Yeah,
say
that
fake.
was true. That was
but the problem is,
I'm glad Usher was cleared of that.
I don't think that being gay is equivalent to, or being a transsexual person is equivalent to having a disease. Not at all.
It's not, right.
No.
But I do feel like it's
secret.
very important information.
Right.
Because a man who's not homosexual does not want to, I don't want to parse out who's a good enough woman and not. Like I like women, and let's just be honest.
I like women that were born as women.
As women.
And you know what? Here's the real thing about that India Willoughby is worried about. Is being rejected. Mm-hmm. And any person whom, especially a single person right now, doesn't want to be rejected.
Right.
Right? But that's part of the game. You know what I mean? You're
Guys
not
know that.
going to be compatible, and you're not entitled to a date with anyone.
Right.
No matter how beautiful or attractive you find that person to be, or if they're of your gender or another,
Right.
You're not entitled to a relationship with that person. That's something you have to earn.
Yeah.
And so if you can't handle rejection, you don't need to be dating.
Yeah,
regardless
I agree.
of your status.
I do agree with people don't want to be rejected, but I think it's almost like their crowning glory. Like to be able to say, I am really a woman because I got someone who doesn't want to be with men to be with me, which is really unfair for them to use that as validation, but that's what's happening.
Fuck. That's just mind-blowing to me. I'm sorry.
It is. I think it's unfair for Ginuwine. I hope this blows over.
I still blame ladies, man. Y'all let that shit get too far.
And on that note, guys, please email us with your comments.
I do not disagree.
Email us, share your comments. We're definitely looking forward. Hopefully there'll be some, because this has definitely hit a serious nerve with people. So hopefully we'll get people to write in and call. You can always reach us on musiclovelifeshow.com.
Yeah. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you share it with someone. Let someone else know about it. And we haven't got very many reviews yet on iTunes. Make sure you're going out there and reviewing as well.
And there's plenty of space to comment on social media. Of course, the episodes are available and the clips are available on YouTube, Facebook, IG. So yeah, chime in and we'll try not to argue, but
we will.
It may or may not happen.
We'll see you guys next time.